Well, welcome back to Everyday Iowa. On a rainy day, why not appreciate solar, right? We were hoping it'd be a little sunnier for this, but nevertheless, let's talk about how that sunshine could help save you some big money. President and CEO of Eagle Point Solar, Mr. Jim Pullen, sits to my left. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, sir. I'm fine. Thank you for having me.
Good to have you here. I think the buzzword is solar, and people are talking more about it. We're hearing it more in the mainstream. First question right off the bat, 50,000-foot view. What is solar?
So what we do in general is, everybody has seen solar panels or solar modules, right? Think about the solar module as just simply a mechanism to collect the energy from the sun. That's really all it does. Then we funnel that energy into what we call an inverter, which converts it from DC energy to AC energy. And then it gets pumped into the outlets in your home or your business, just like any other source of energy. So it sounds rather complex. This is technology that really came to light in the 1950s. And the technology, although it's gotten more efficient, is still pretty simple. So we collect some sunlight, we convert it to energy we can use, and save you some money.
I'm going to ask you what seems like a silly question. On a day like today, when it's cloudy and rainy out, the power doesn't just go out, right, Jim? It's all the house is dark because the sun's not out. Tell me a little bit about how it all works, even when it's cold, even when it's sunny, even when it's cloudy out.
Sure. It's fitting, I guess. We have the only rainy day we've had in a month on Solar Appreciation Day.
If it's going to rain when you show up, come back more often.
Yeah, so on a day like today, the solar system that you have will still produce power. Will obviously not produce as much power as it would in a bright sunny day, but you'll still get power generated. Most of the systems that we're building that you're seeing on the video are what we call grid-connected systems. So very simply, if solar is not generating enough energy to power your studios in your office here, you're going to continue to buy power from the utility just like you always would. So the lights don't go off. The system is smart enough. You don't have to switch anything. It just naturally happens, and the system will always absorb the energy from the solar array before you buy it from the utility. So if there's not enough power, you buy from the utility just like you did before.
We're seeing video of some businesses. You guys do residential. Talk a little bit about the cost of this and how it helps offset.
Sure. The cost, we always get a question on how much does this cost? And the cost is really dependent on how much energy you use. So as strange as it may seem, you can have two houses that are 1,500 square feet sitting right next door to each other. One's got 5 kids in it, one's got a retired couple in it. As you can imagine, they use different amounts of energy. So every system we build is really customized around the customer's energy usage. So the question of how much does it cost is a little bit difficult. You know, on a residential side, you might be looking at a $15,000 system and up before any of the incentives. There are some incentives yet. And on the commercial side, you know, you could talk a few tens of thousands of dollars all the way up to millions of dollars depending on the size of the system.
You mentioned incentives. What kind of programs are out there to help kind of offset that overall beginning cost?
Sure. When you look today, there is a 30% federal tax credit that was renewed through the Inflation Reduction Act. So anybody, whether you're buying for residential or commercial, will get a 30%, basically an IOU that you can use against any tax liability that you have. If you're a business, you get to depreciate the solar equipment like any other business any other equipment, that you would buy for your business. There are some additional tax incentives that potentially are available for nonprofits and business owners. And we always try to obviously get all of the incentives for the customer that we can. We do business in Illinois and Wisconsin, and those incentives are a little bit different, but that's Iowa.
Well, let's talk about Iowa. How do people find you? How do people get a hold of you and start that conversation then, Jim?
So the easiest way in the world we live in is eaglepointsolar.com. You can certainly call us. We have an office here in Cedar Rapids over on Capitol Drive by the airport. You can feel free to go there, pick up the phone and call us. We do offer free solar site assessments. Solar doesn't necessarily work in every scenario, so our first step is to figure out if it's going to work for you. So call us, contact us on the website. We're on social media, all the normal channels.
All right, 15 seconds left. It's Solar Appreciation Day. Did you give the rest of the staff the day off?
No, today's the day we got to work twice as hard.
Jim, nice to meet you. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you very much.
All those details are going to be on our website at kcrg.com. Well.